Yes. Hello. I'm George Hanna, one of the founders and co-MDs from Qinous. Qinous is a Berlin-based startup that has received its first financing in 2014. Last year we had 2 million euros turnover. And what do? We develop, manufacture and distribute what we call smart plug-and-play storage solutions for the commercial, public and industrial sector, and for on-grid, and that's our specialty, also off-grid applications. Why off-grid? Off-grid is the first potentially large volume segment where you can make money, where you have financially viable business models with larger storage solutions, because they allow to integrate a large share of wind and solar power and thereby replacing a much more expensive form of power based on diesel. Wind and solar is much cheaper. And this market is large. Last year, 60 gigawatt of new gensets have been installed, half of that roughly for the off-grid space. And this diesel genset market is supposed to grow. But we're also engaged in the on-grid market with a similar, potentially disruptive market potential. So what is special about Qinous now? We see in the whole market of battery solution in the commercial industrial sector a gap. You have the large volume manufacturers of lithium-ion and other batteries. That's not an issue, that's solved. You have an upcoming large market potential that I've just mentioned. But in the middle, you don't have many companies, if at all, who offer productized, standardized, easy to implement and use and cost-competitive battery solutions, plug and play. That's why we have developed a standardized, cost-competitive product platform exactly in the power range where around 90% of all off-grid projects are, and where there are also a large number of on-grid commercial industrial applications from 30 kilowatt up to the single-digit megawatt range. Despite of the standardization, our products are nevertheless very flexible because, and that's something I can tell you with the experiences I've made over the last years in the market, every project is different. And we want to cater for these individual project needs. We have a long-lasting, reliable, and very compact product or product series because we use lithium-ion batteries from large volume, high-quality suppliers and industrial-grade power electronics and other components. And then finally, our products are smart because it's not only hardware, it embeds a complete software solution that does not only manage the battery, it manages complete microgrids on the energy, managing a number of diesel gensets, wind or solar parks, assuring a stable 50 Hertz stable voltage operation, next to some on-grid applications that are embedded as well. Since our company has been formed in 2014, we have not only developed our prototype battery solutions and implemented a microgrid test site in Berlin, we have also sold 13 projects to industrial and commercial public customers worldwide. 7 into Germany, ranging from 40 kilowatt up to a 3 megawatt hour project, and also off-grid. Here we start in the Caribbean with several diesel-powered hospitals. We have luxury lodges and village electrification projects in Africa. And we have now also a project for a diesel-powered community in Australia. You see here the picture of our largest product, 800 kilowatt, 2 megawatt hour, and this container is currently on its way to Australia. Our customers are not only very price sensitive, they are also very demanding in terms of technical performance, innovation, and reliability. We have sold to a number of city utilities in Germany, to 2 manufacturing companies in Germany. One is actually a large multinational, very well-known company from Germany, and they're now using or will use our storage solution to peak shave the load in one of their German manufacturing facilities, 800 kilowatt hours. We have sold to the Technical University of Aachen and to a number of utilities such as the Power Water Corporation that supplies the Northern Territories and, for example, E.ON. And we have supplied to a number of individual customers such as luxury lodge chains, but also, for example, to the Albert Schweitzer Hospital in Haiti that you can see here. Here, our storage solution not only manages the PV and the storage solution, but also 4 gensets. And the doctors were amazed when they suddenly heard nothing anymore of the diesel genset, and they could still do their surgery very reliably. But the nice effect next to not having any noise anymore and not having CO2 emissions anymore is that they save a lot of money on diesel savings. And this money they can now use to invest in medicine and in more medicine personnel. And as you know, Haiti, they really need this money rather for that instead of burning diesel. So if you are interested in getting engaged in this, in my opinion, very hot market with a disruptive market potential, it is a good time because we now look for new partners who want to invest Qinous growth. Thank you very much for your attention.